Good evening. The news summary for this Friday, 23rd December. A fire has completely destroyed a house at La Pointe Cabri, Bisnet and Parallel this morning. The Fire and Rescue Services Agency was informed of the incident around midday. They sent two trucks and around 15 officers to put the fire out. Nobody was hurt in the incident. Following the understanding between the government and the different importers, less imported chicken should be entering the country. The Ministry of Agriculture will set up a working group to set quotas for how much imported chicken should importers be permitted to bring into the country.
STC currently have around 115 tons of local chicken in storage. All of their whole chickens are locally produced. They ensure that the only imported chicken which they have are parts. However, they have found it difficult to sell local chicken and have ended up having to store the majority at CCCS, which is a huge expense in terms of transportation and storage. Siana Bistoke, the CEO of STC, says that their customers tend to buy imported chicken as it is much more affordable. The Ministry of Agriculture will be setting up a group which will set quotas limiting the amount of imported chicken each importer may bring into the country. Global Supply Centre, GSC, has said that they are ready to support local production. However, they require further regulations to be put into place. 80% of their sales are to hotels and resorts who require certifications which are not being done with local produce.
No, it's a very good step because end of the day we need to support local farmers. So buying local is always better, no doubt about it. It's a good step. But it's not just stopping the import, but at the same time we need to find out the consistency of supply to be maintained in the country. All the hotels now made it must to have halal certification because the guest is asking them, which locally we have very limited, not even limited, nothing, none of the chicken locally produced is halal certified. Even though we buy tomorrow from them, until it's not certified, 90% of resorts and hotels don't accept. First, let's make the platform correct. Halal certification, temperature controls, traceability records, batch codes, production expiry dates. This is not a big rocket science. It's a very, very small study of one page. That is all in place. There's no need for us to import. So this is called traceability. Around the world, this is compulsory. Any people who is handling food, they should have a traceability record. So that's the reason we are forced to import because we don't have all in place.
Farmers which we have spoken to have expressed their satisfaction and hope that they will be able to sell more of their produce.
Students of the National Institute of Health and Social Studies, NIHSS, will move to the new NIHSS campus in January. Health Minister Peggy Vidot received the keys to the new training facility from the contractor's managing director, Vijay Patel. This was during President Wivaram Kalawan's final visit to the site in Montfleury since the construction started in April this year. The construction of the new NIHSS campus is a gift from Vijay Construction Limited, undertaken through an MOU signed in January this year. The President was accompanied on the visit by Vice President Ahmed Afif and officers of the Ministry of Health and NIHSS, as well as members of the technical team were also present. 2 million rupee project is being carried out at the ex-Onésime estate in Ansoper to desettle 3 rivers that usually flood when there are heavy rains and which cause extensive damages to properties in the area. The project is a collaboration between the Infrastructure Agency and the Department of Climate Change and Environment. The CEO of Infrastructure Agency, Jitesh Shah, says that similar projects are being implemented in Pointe-la-Rue, not far from the ex-Sacros flats, and at Cascade, next to the Saint-André village. He indicated that for this year, the project is focused on desilting the rivers, but they have other issues to address as well.
The silting over here at Exonism is the phase 1 of the improvement works to be done in the rivers. Phase 2, there are certain areas where we've got some embankments which are what we are terming as critical, where they're quite close to people's private property and houses. And we've seen that as we do the desilting, the velocity is going to increase in terms of the flow in the river. So it's going to put those embankments more at risk. So the plan is early next year to come in and do some rock armoring in localized areas where we feel the risk is high of embankment collapse. The intention is for us to put in some markers in the rivers which are clearly visible, where we can see when the silt is building up to a level which is going beyond the acceptable limit, where we know it's going to start impacting on the capacity of the river. Then we know that we can provision for the following year for us to make the budget available to come and do these desilting exercises, as opposed to just doing it ad hoc, or when we do see a flooding event, we want to be a bit more proactive and do it before the events happen.
Goncas has donated a range of basic necessities for kids at the St. Elizabeth Orphanage. It is the second year in a row that Goncas has made a donation to the orphanage. The items included baby formula, disposable nappies for kids, cleaning products, and also toys for Christmas time, and foodstuff amongst others. Sister Sylvette accepted the donation on behalf of the orphanage and thanked Goncas for the generous gesture. Shamam Sperry, the public relations officer of Goncas, hopes the items will help the children in the orphanage.
We know how hard it is, we know how much work you do, and we know that you depend on outside assistance to be able to care for and provide for the children who live here and who you take care of. So we're happy to be able to do that. We hope that the items that we've brought are items that can be put to good use. I know that you're always in need of formula for the small babies and diapers. I know how fast they go through diapers. And we thought we'd bring also some toys, some things for them. I mean, it is Christmas time at the end of the day. And of course, some other items for the slightly bigger children as well. We just hope that whatever we've managed to bring today will be of assistance and will be good for you, for the children.
That's the end of this news summary. Join me at 8 for the news bulletin in Creole. Until then, have a pleasant evening.